Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, good people? Peace and love. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Happy Tuesday. We are getting the other camera ready right now. We are live on all platforms. What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? I gotta block that light. We gotta figure that out. I've been trying to figure it out for a long time. I guess I ain't tried hard enough because I still ain't figure it out. But what's going on? What's going on? Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love, great people. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of SRDaily. It is Tuesday, Tenacious and Truthful Tuesday. You are tuned in to episode 520, episode 520 of SRDaily, Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. Just 15 days left in the year, man. It is a countdown. 9 days to December 25th. Christmas for those who celebrate, when the light returns to the world, man, when the sun returns to make everything better, make everything brighter, days become longer from that point forward until as we move towards warmer weather, move towards a brighter freaking climate, man. But what's the deal, man? My voice is still a little scratchy, a little scrappy, all right? But we healing, feeling a lot better, getting stronger by the day, by the moment. Had some soup last night. You know what I mean? Had some soup and yeah, man, we're gonna drink some tea today, probably, most likely. Drink some tea as we continue to heal, continue to get stronger, continue to yeah, man, just improve, right? Life is all about improvement. Not just from not feeling well to feeling well, but just in general. Sefu Sankofa, what's going on, my brother? Peace and love. Always good to see you here on the check-in. Mona Love, baby girl, happy Tenacious and Truthful Tuesday. Boutique BK, what's going on, my brother? Peace and love. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you here on the Instagram. Listen, guys, it is Tuesday, Tenacious and Truthful Tuesday. We got a pretty dope show. We're gonna share some tragic news, right? That you all know about, but we're just gonna read about. I'm sure you know, you may not know, but it's been all over, the news, social media, mainstream media. Last couple of days, we're gonna talk about that during our Need to Know News of the Day segment, because I think it impacts or it's a mental health effect. Maybe not like in terms of how people would think of mental health, but it's definitely, in my opinion, I think violence is mental health, all right, issue, challenge, so to speak. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about video games, right? We're gonna talk about video games. I was talking to Kimona last night and was reading some stuff about just video games and how from the 90s to now how things changed, right? Like the way they changed and the impact that it's having, that it had and that it's having on young people, particularly, right? Young minds, young brains. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I was taking some notes this morning, right, of the show, and I was also just working on some stuff, right, developing. I'm gonna talk about it, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a little intimidated. Um, a little intimidated, man. A little intimidated by my own potential, but I know that I can't play it safe forever. I mean, I'm not playing it safe at all, right? But I can't keep certain shit to myself. I gotta put it out there. It's the only way that it's gonna grow. It's the only way that I'm going to be able to really help the people that I've come to help. Because essentially, right, what I'm saying is that what I was working on is my method, right, my practice that I'm building. I'm not simply building a coaching practice, right? I became a certified brain coach, not just so I can say, yo, I'm a certified brain coach. I became a certified brain coach as a step, right, towards something greater, as a step towards something greater, as a stepping stone, right? A dope stepping stone, but a stepping stone nonetheless. Excuse me. Uh, uh, nose, come on, get tissue. Excuse me. Uh, pardon me. We still healing, baby. We still getting the mucus out. But yeah, all right. I didn't become a brain coach just so I can simply be a brain coach, right? If you know me, I love helping people, yes. But I think I love learning and I love sharing what I learned, right? So, I've coached people, right? But I haven't really ever put myself out as a coach, all right? Because that's not something like I never wanted to be labeled. Oh, he's just a coach, because I'm so much more than that, right? I am a founder, a creator, liberator, right? And so much more. But we're gonna get into that. We're not gonna really talk about that today. Just was working on some stuff this morning. I'm super excited about. We're gonna launch a fundraiser soon. I'm putting it out there now. I've been saying it. But I think I got some concrete numbers. Because to really build this practice, the way it needs to be built, not just the way I want to build it, but the way it needs to be built, the way like God needs it to be built, the way that people need it to be built, takes money. It takes money because it takes people, right? We got to hire some people, right? We got to freaking build another website, right? Like, but yeah, I'm building something. I'm building something. Something that I think is profound, something that I think is right on time, something that I think is I think profound was the right word, right? Because it's a framework that is going to lead to just so much more, man. A whole universe, right? It's a whole freaking universe that has been built, that is being built out of this brain coaching thing, right? And I'm still going to coach people, right? I am going to coach people. I am going to put that service out there where I am available for coaching, where I can help you, identify some habits, identify some patterns, break some habits, shift some patterns, identify some limited thinking, right? Do some reframing, right? Get from system 1 to system 2 thinking, get out of autopilot, become a little more logical, a little more rational, right? Put a little more thought into things that you're doing, why you're doing them, understanding challenges, right? All of those things. Yeah, I'm going to help people like reclaim their capacity, right? So yeah, man. But let's get to the show. Pardon me, guys. Listen, we're gonna start with our first segment of the day. Before we do that, once again, I'm your boy, your host, Sean Sugar Marston. You are tuned into SR Daily. SR Daily is a personality meets enlightenment. We're here Mondays through Fridays, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. right here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and of course Instagram Live. It is Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. This is episode 520. Today's first segment is a quote of the day. It's a pretty long quote, but bear with me. It's fucking incredible. This is from Eddie Pinero. Eddie Pinero is a speaker. Eddie Pinero is fucking incredible. Found him on YouTube a couple years ago. He is fucking incredible, man. He said, I took this quote from one of his talks. This talk is, it's called, what was it called? His talk was The Future You. A Message from the Future You. That was the name of this talk. He said, you're not walking this path alone. And you're not walking it alone because there's a version of you miles ahead, standing on grounds you have not yet reached, breathing air you don't know exists yet, and holding victories you have not yet earned. And that version of you is calling back through the darkness, saying, close your eyes. Not to shut out the world, but to see that version of you already standing on the mountaintop. You see, future you has clarity. Future you has perspective. Future you has survived every storm you're still trying to name. Let's read that one more time. It's Eddie Pinero, right? A message from future you. You're not walking this path alone, and you're not walking it alone because there is a version of you miles ahead, standing on grounds you have not yet reached, breathing air you don't know exists yet, and holding victories you have not yet earned. And that version of you is calling back through the darkness, saying, close your eyes. Not to shut out the world, but to see that version of you already standing on the mountaintop. You see, future you has clarity. Future you has perspective. Future you has survived every storm you're still trying to name. Now, this reminds me of something I talked about on the show a few weeks ago, right? I don't know if you guys remember when I spoke about future you, right? In the meditation I led with my young people around the same time. It's so beautiful to hear it put that way because it's true. This is why faith and vision are both important, right? Faith, yes, the secret ingredient, the master ingredient, but vision is equally important because you got to have a vision for yourself in the future. You got to have a vision of you in the future, and you got to know that you're going to get there no matter what. You got to have the mindset that ain't going to let nothing stop you no matter what it is. Not a baby mama, a baby daddy, not a mother, a father, freaking strained relationship, not your children driving you crazy, not a job, not no health issue, right? Not no fucking bullshit economy, not no president, governor, it doesn't matter what's going on around you. You got to know that you're going to get there. You got to know that you are going to make it happen. You are going to manifest your dreams. You are going to manifest your destiny. You have to know that. Relentlessness and resilience are absolutely essential ingredients for the journey of greatness. Relentlessness and resilience. You got to be relentless and you got to be resilient. And as long as you are relentless and resilient, as you pursue your freaking mission, right? As you strive to manifest the future vision, the vision you have of yourself in the future, and you have faith, you're gonna be all right. All right, you're gonna be all right. Again, this is so true. There's a future you that's pulling you. That's like, oh yeah, I put that there so that you could become more compassionate, right? Oh yeah, I orchestrated that challenge so that you could be more patient, right? You were rushing, mini me. All right, I had to put that there so like you could like get stronger, because you say you want this thing, but you cracking under pressure. You say you want to be up here, but like you still worrying about what's down there. Like you got to be stronger. You got to get more confident. So like future you has orchestrated all of this shit. All of this shit is orchestrated by a future version of yourself that has already overcame everything. That is already there. That's already there. Already made it. Already succeeded. Already won the fucking day. And you over here complaining, thinking, no, tap the fuck in. Align. Meditation is super fucking important because you can align your present self with your future self and make them shits one, right? Bring the confidence, the conviction, the faith, the knowing of future you to meet present you. And that's a recipe for victory. That's a recipe for massive success. Massive success. All right. So yeah, be relentless, be resilient as you work to manifest, as you work to bring into fruition that version of you that's in the future, that is already successful, that is already healthy, that already moved your family to a better home and a better community, that already has the dream job, a dream career, that's already finished school, that's already freaking healed, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally, that's already financially stable, taking care of your family, paying your mother's mortgage, paying your father's mortgage, taking care of your co-parents. You got children by somebody you no longer with, right? Like, and they need help, they need support them. If you could do it, why not? If you could do it, why not? And you know that they are co-parenting, also taking care of your children. Why not? Hey, listen, man. I know I'm a little different, right? But different is good. But let's move right along to our second segment of the day. Today's second segment, of course, is our Need to Know News of the Day. Listen, this is tragic news, but we are going to share it. I didn't share it yesterday. I really didn't want to share it, but I feel compelled to share it. I feel like if I don't share it, it will be doing the show a disservice, right? So Rob Reiner was killed. Rob Reiner, TV movie producer, director, was killed with his wife in his home. Fucking tragedy. Their daughter found them dead. Stabbed him, multiple. Their son has been arrested for murder charges and is being held without bail. Rob Reiner and his wife has been killed inside their home in California. This is absolutely fucking horrible. Let us read this article on this horrendous tragedy. This is from this latest article is from Yahoo, updated 37 minutes ago. Rob Reiner's son Nick arrested on murder charges after director and his wife found dead at their LA home. Nick Reiner, 32, is now being held without bail following the deaths of his parents, who reportedly suffered stab wounds. Longtime Hollywood actor and director Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, were found dead in their LA home on Sunday afternoon, and their 32-year-old son was taken into custody and booked on murder charges. Paramedics responded to a call for medical aid at the residence in the Brentwood neighborhood around 3:30 p.m. Inside, they found Rob Reiner, 78, and Singer, 70, dead. According to multiple reports, they had suffered stab wounds. The LA Sheriff's Department announced on Monday afternoon that Nick Reiner was booked for murder and is being held without bail. Bail had initially been set at $4 million. Rob Reiner was the director of several classic Hollywood movies, including This Is Spinal Tap, A Few Good Men, When Harry Met Sally, The Princess Bride, Stand By Me, and Misery. As an actor, Rayner was best known for playing Michael Meathead Stivic on the iconic sitcom All in the Family, alongside Archie Bunker. Singer Rayner was a photographer and producer. The couple met on the set of When Harry Met Sally and married in 1989. They shared 3 children together, Jake, Nick, and Romy. Rob Rayner also had an adopted daughter, Tracy, from his previous marriage to Penny Marshall. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Whew, this is man. Jane Fonda writes another article. That was in Yahoo, right? Yeah, that was Yahoo. This is E News. Jane Fonda shares how Rob Rayner acted on final night before death. She saw them looking happy and healthy one day before they were found dead in double homicide, double murder. Damn. They were looking happy, they were healthy. She remembered the pair's passion for activism. Said Rob and Michelle were wonderful, caring, smart, funny, generous people. Generous people always coming up with ideas for how to make the world better, kinder. The Rayners had attended a star-studded Christmas party hosted by Conan O'Brien on December 13th. Man. It said, Nick, I got goosebumps, man. This shit is so fucked up. It said Nick struggled with drugs. Years before Rob Rayner and Michelle Singer Rayner's tragic death, their son Nick Rayner shared that he struggled with addiction, even collaborating with his father on a 2015 film, Being Charlie, about substance abuse. Nick explained that he had been to rehab 17 times before turning 30. I was homeless in Maine. I was homeless in New Jersey. I was homeless in Texas, he told People in 2016. I spent nights on the street. I spent weeks on the street. It was not fun. 2 years later, Nick recalled an instance when he wrecked his home while high on drugs. I went 10 rounds in my guest house, he shared on the Dopey podcast in 2018. I got totally spun out on uppers. I think it was coke and something else. And I was up for days on end. I started punching out some things in my guest house. Rob Rayner and Nick fight at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party. When the Harry Met Sally director and his 32-year-old son got into a heated argument at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party on December 13th, multiple sources at the event told People. Family friends also confirmed to the LA Times that Rob and Nick fought at the holiday celebration, saying that guests noticed Nick acting strangely. Man. So crazy. So crazy. Then was, right, as if that's not fucked up enough, Donald Trump, the classless president that he is, went on to talk badly about Rob Rayner, saying that because he wasn't a fan of Trump pretty much called them bad for the country. And then there's an article here, Variety, with James Woods tears up over infuriating remarks about Patriot Rob Rayner. Because you disagree with people doesn't mean you have to hate people. James Woods, who has been vocally pro-Donald Trump, is speaking out against the distasteful comments made about Rob Rayner. Woods, who starred in Rayner's Ghost of Mississippi in 1996, opened up about his late friend during an appearance on Fox News on Monday night, revealing that he was at a low point and landing that job turned it around. Rob literally saved my career and really put me back on track in a way that was so important and rewarding in my life. He really fought for me when the studio didn't want me in the movie, Woods said. I went from really being basically out of a job to getting an Academy Award nomination, and I give all the credit to Rob. Getting choked up multiple times during the interview with Jesse Waters, Woods explained that friends would often ask him how he could be friends with the director despite their opposing political views. Rayner was a liberal activist, while Woods has been outspoken about supporting Trump. I judge people by how they treat me, and Rob Rayner was a godsend in my life. We got along great. We loved each other. He was always on my side, Woods said. When people would say to me, what do you think of his politics? I would say, I think Rob Rayner is a great patriot. Do I agree on many of his ideas on how that patriotism should be enacted to celebrate the America that we both love? No, he doesn't agree with me either. But he also respects my patriotism. We had a different path to the same destination, which was a country we both love. Because you disagree with people doesn't mean you have to hate people. After noting that Rayner was a real thinker and a lot of people just don't think anymore, Woods brought up how Rayner spoke about Charlie Kirk after he was assassinated in September. In his last interview, Rayner was asked about Charlie Kirk's death, and he called it horrible, adding, "I don't care what your political beliefs are. That's not acceptable. That's not a solution to solving problems. I knew Charlie Kirk. I supported him. People said some horrible things about people said some horrible things, and Rob did not," Woods said on Monday night. When people say horrible things about Rob right now, I find it, quite frankly, infuriating and distasteful. Did I agree with his politics? I did not. Did I love him as a friend, as an artist, as an icon of Hollywood, and as a patriot? I most certainly did. And I am just absolutely devastated. Trump posted on Truth Social. Trump posted. I ain't even gonna read what Trump posted. Terrible things, right? But that's it, man. That is the news of the day. That is an absolute tragedy, right? Drugs, mental health. For any child to, no matter any age, to kill their parents, right? To kill anyone, but let alone to kill your parents, like both parents, not one, but both, like mother and father. Man. Whew. Man. May God rest their souls. May Nick receive compassion and get the help that he needs, because clearly he needs help. Killed his parents, killed his mother and his father in their house. Not by accident, not by something went wrong. And again, we don't know what happened, but goddamn, shit, man. Yeah, that's some shit, yo. That's some real shit. Some real fucked up shit. But it's real life, and it happened here. It's happened multiple times. There are other stories that are similar, whether it's for money, whether it's for property, whether it's over a dispute, whatever kind of dispute. It happens all the freaking time. Moment of silence for Rob and his wife. Listen, we know his work, right? We know his movies. We've seen him as an actor. Yeah, man, that's some fucked up shit. We're going to move along and switch gears as we go to the third segment of the day. Today's third segment, as always, is the tip of the day. Today's tip is to prepare for the season you want, not necessarily the season that you are in. Prepare for the season that you want, not necessarily the season that you are in. Jim Rohn asked a question in some of his talks. He said, when do you plan for winter? In the summer. This is real. Too often we wait for a season to be present to try and get ready. Right? As the old adage goes, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And when you think about it, it's easier and more affordable to prepare for winter when it's summer. Winter clothes are typically cheaper in the summer. It's usually easy to do any building and construction work in the summer. The challenge is most people don't want to prepare for fucking winter when it's summer. When it's summer, all they want to do is enjoy summer. And then when winter comes, they be like, oh shit, it's fucking winter. I got to get my coat. And then they're fucking running around like chickens with their head cut off. Like trying to get things in order because they did not fucking prepare. Because they did not prepare. Prepare for winter when it's summer. Do not wait for winter to be ready for winter. You get ready for winter before the time. Get your boots, get your blankets, make sure your heat is correct. Like it's like you don't wait for it to be hot to go get an AC. Some people do that. You know it's gonna be hot, right? Like get your AC. You know what I mean? Like get the stuff that you need. You prepare 1-2 seasons in advance, right? Like, yeah, man. But clearly everybody doesn't do that. But I think that's one of the challenges, problems in society, man. We got to prepare better. Right, but let's move right along. That's our tip. Move right along to our fourth and final segment. As always, our build of the day. Today's build, as I said, we're going to talk about video games, the difference a few decades made, and how video game design impacted human development. Right, the games in the 90s were designed and impacted us they were designed differently, and they impacted us differently in very different ways than video games of today. Let us read an article. Let's read some stuff. Right, so 90s video games fostered patience, skill mastery, and clear accomplishment through high difficulty, repetition, and physical game ownership, leading to bounded, focused play. Today's games, driven by retention and monetization, often provide quicker dopamine hits, endless engagement loops, battle passes, microtransactions, and social comparison, impacting attention spans and promoting constant connectivity over defined breaks, according to experts like Melissa Gallagher. While 90s games built problem solving via grind and discovery, modern games focus on retention through notifications, social pressure, and designed end tasks, changing the brain's reward system and potentially increasing stress. Impact of 90s games, skill and satisfaction. Games demanded pattern recognition, persistence, and skill to beat, offering deep satisfaction upon completion. Right? You had to beat a tough boss. Bounded experiences, clear endings, physical cartridges, and less connectivity meant defined play sessions, encouraging breaks and other activities. Discovery and agency. Players often figured things out with magazines or friends, fostering self-reliance and genuine exploration without constant guidance. Yep, you have to get some magazines if you wanted some clues to some games. Technical leaps. The era saw huge genre creation. FPS, MMOs, and a 2D to 3D transition, offering fresh, groundbreaking experiences. This video, well, that's a video. Impact of today's games, retention-focused design built for constant engagement with daily rewards, battle passes, and notifications, blurring lines between play and tasks. Monetization and microtransactions aims to keep players hooked to spend more, eroding the buy once, get the whole game model. Yep, you got to buy this and buy that level up and buy that level up. Social comparison, built-in ranking systems, and social media pressure can foster inferiority complexes, unlike the more private 90s experience. Altered reward systems. The focus shifts from conquering challenges to responding to constant prompts, potentially affecting attention and sleep. This mental health counselor, Veronica Lichtenstein. Shit is real, right? It's an article in Newsweek. Anyone who grew up in the 90s, right? So it's not just nostalgia. 90s games were better for kids' brains. Anyone who grew up in the 90s will remember the thrill of racing Rainbow Road in Mario Kart, or the shock of discovering Pokemon's red hidden secrets without a guidebook. Those games came in chunky cartridges or disc form, ended with credits, and forced players to get better or start over. Fast forward to today. Kids juggle Fortnite battle passes, spend real money on Roblox skins, and face a constant stream of push notifications urging them not to miss time-limited events. The leap between eras isn't just technological, it is psychological. According to two mental health professionals, the shift has fundamentally changed how children's brains develop, process challenges, and engage with reward. Veronica Lichtenstein, a licensed mental health counselor and former teacher, remembers the deep satisfaction of beating a 90s game, a real victory, as she put it. You fought through levels, memorized patterns, and finally saw the ending. Lichtenstein told Newsweek, it felt like you accomplished something. Your brain gave you this solid, lasting dose of satisfaction, like finishing a tough project. Many modern games, she explained, flip that formula entirely. What looks free is often bait for microtransactions, $5 for a skin, or $10 for $10 to shorten grind time, for example. These systems are intentionally calibrated to create mild discomfort, just enough that spending money feels like the natural solution. Many games monitor every player action, feeding data back into algorithms that trigger well-timed nudges and special offers designed to keep kids from quitting. All of this creates a perfect loop for addiction, Lichtenstein said. There's no real end, so you never get closure. She described it as junk food dopamine, quick hits that vanish almost immediately, training kids to crave constant stimulation rather than the slow, steady satisfaction familiar to 90s kids. Lichtenstein is also concerned about the lack of critical thinking skills needed for today's video games. Back in the 90s, getting stuck meant digging through a guidebook, calling a friend, or failing repeatedly until something clicked. Listen, guys, this shit is real. It is real. We're going to finish this article. This shit is real. Today, if people get stuck on the game, all it takes is a quick Google search, and they'll have the answer on how to beat that part, she added. Her son shared examples. Pokemon Red and Green from 96 offered one optional tutorial before throwing players into the wild. Pokemon Sun and Moon from 2016 required players to march through tutorial-heavy gameplay for the first quarter of the game. Melissa Gallagher, a licensed clinical social worker and executive director of Victory Bay, sees the contrast between 90s games versus today's through a different lens. Games from the 90s offered bounded entertainment experiences, clear beginnings and endings, natural stopping points, and a design that encouraged social interaction. Kids will play with friends in person, then step away to run around, rest, or move on to another activity. With no social media pressure, no endless scroll, and no performance ranking systems, the experience reinforced healthy boundaries and confidence, not comparison or competition. Today's games, Gallagher said, deliberately erode those boundaries. Everything is a game or task, and the need for ranking gives them an inferiority complex, she told Newsweek. This generates pressure, erratic sleep patterns, and makes too much noise on their minds. Gallagher also pointed out that the design philosophy of the 90s centered on fun and completion, while the 21st century increasingly centers on retention and monetization. Understanding this distinction, she said, is essential for families trying to make informed choices. Lichtenstein shared the bottom line. 90s games are a challenge for building your skills. Today's games are often a test for your psychological resistance. A great deal are built to track, exploit, and addict. Listen, guys, that's the show. That's the show. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston. It is Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. Please do go out there, enjoy your day. The sun is shining here in New York City. Get some sunlight, man. Move your body a little bit. Have a beautiful day, man. I appreciate you guys. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Please do join us, same time, same place, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and of course, Instagram Live. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston. This is SRDaily, episode 520, where personality meets enlightenment. Remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up! The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Peace and love.